first problem I'm going to try to do comes from our Monday set of problems. Negative 2 times t equals 6. And in order to solve for t, since negative 2 is being multiplied by t, we're going to divide both sides of the equation by negative 2. That will cancel out the negative 2's on the left hand side, just leaving us with t. And then we get 6 divided by negative 2 gives us negative 3. Another problem type, we take a quotient, which is one number divided by another, and find the solution. M divided by 4 equals 5. Or you can read it as some number divided by 4 equals 5. Your multiplication tables will tell you the answer real quickly, but the way we solve this is, since this number is being divided by 4, we're going to multiply both sides by 4. This 4 here cancels this 4, so you're left with M. On the left hand side, 5 times 4 is 20. Some number 20 divided by 4 equals 5. That's correct. Next, we graph the inequalities. These will be done on Tuesday. We have negative 2x is greater than 6. Negative 2 times x is greater than 6. I'll draw a 3-segment number line. Just like before, since we're multiplying by negative 2, we'll just divide both sides by negative 2. So then I'll have x over here. I'll have negative 3 over here. However, whenever you multiply or divide by a negative number, you have to switch the sign of the equality. So instead of saying greater than, it now becomes less than. And so with that, on my number line, I would write something to in effect something like this. Let's say, let's make this negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. And x is less than, so it's going to be open circle, less than negative 3. The numbers in this direction are less than negative 3. Okay. We'll do the same thing now with a quotient or a fraction. We'll say x divided by negative 3 is less than or equal to, that's what that sign means, x less than or equal to 2. Just like before, since our unknown number is being divided by negative 3, we're going to multiply both sides by that same number. Negative 3, negative 3. That cancels these here, and so I'm left with x. I have 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. And again, because I multiply by a negative number, I have to switch the direction of the inequality. So it becomes x is greater than or equal to negative 6. Draw my number line. I'll put a negative 6, negative 5, negative 7, greater than or equal to. This would be a closed circle because of the equal to sign, and these numbers are greater than negative 6. Okay, next we're going to do area and perimeter of a circle. We have a circle with a radius of 4 feet. The area of a circle is equal to 2 times pi times the radius. So in this case, we're going to substitute 4 for r. So the area equals 2 times pi times 4. 2 times 4 gives me 8 times pi, and 8 times pi is, let me punch this in the calculator real quick. We're going to use 3.14 for pi. And that's going to equal to 25.12 square feet. Now the perimeter on a circle is also known as the circumference. And the circumference is equal to 2. Oh, screwed that up, didn't I? Alright, let's try this again. Okay, next we're going to do the area and circumference of a circle. The area of a circle is pi times the radius squared. On this circle we have a radius of 4 feet, so the area would equal pi, which we'll say is 3.14, times the radius 4 squared. Continuing to multiply that out, 3.14, that's your pi, times 4 squared is 16. And then punch that in the calculator, 3.14 times 16. Our area is equal to 50.24 feet squared. Now the distance around this circle, some people will call it the perimeter. There's a specific name for circles, it's called circumference. That's equal to 2 times pi times the radius. In this case, 2 times 3.14 times 4. And when we multiply all those numbers out, 3.14 times 2 times 4, we get 25.12 feet. So it tells us that this circle has a distance around of 25 feet and an area of 50 square feet. Now we're going to find the area and perimeter of a square whose side is 4 inches. Alright, perimeter of a square is simply 4 times any side, since all 4 sides are the same. So in this case, the perimeter equals 4 times 4, which equals to 16 inches. The area of a square is equal to any side squared, because we multiply one side by the other, or base times height. In this case, it's 4 squared, which again is 16 inches squared.